Okay, watching this trip very carefully. President Biden is in Israel on his first trip to the Middle East since taking office, and he's about to meet with the President Herzog of Israel, all along assuring other Israeli leaders of America's unwavering support for the Jewish state. Republican Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas agrees with that. Senator, good morning to you. A couple interesting comments I want to get to. You got this whole thing with Iran and the nukes, the concerns on behalf of the Israelis. You got a new president there, first trip, and really a different region. He said this to a local Israeli channel before he left Washington about Iran. Listen carefully.
The only thing worse than the Iran that exists now is Iran with nuclear weapons.
You, in the past, said you'll do anything, and you say it again, that you'll ensure Iran would not acquire nuclear weapons. Does that also mean, sir, that you would use force against Iran? Is that what that means?
That was the last resort, yes.
That's as far as I've heard him go, unless I missed it prior. If it was the last resort, talking about force against Iran, what do you think of that, Senator?
Well, Bill, unfortunately, I don't think Joe Biden's words match his actions over the last 18 months. Iran has repeatedly shot missiles or one-way attack drones at our troops or at our allies, and Joe Biden only takes the most minimal responses. He's allowed Iran to race towards a nuclear breakout, enriching enough uranium to perhaps have a nuclear weapon already. And he keeps trying to go back into the badly flawed nuclear deal that Barack Obama created 7 years ago, when a lot of the deadlines and the sunsets have already passed. So I'm not sure if President Biden's words have a lot of credibility with Iran or with our friends and allies in the Middle East.
Okay, so here's some more words from earlier today. Because tomorrow he'll wake up in Saudi Arabia as he jets off the Jeddah on the west coast there of the Red Sea. MBS, it's a big topic. He was asked about it today in the human rights record in Saudi Arabia.
I always bring up human rights. I always bring up human rights. But my position on Khashoggi has been so clear. If anyone doesn't understand it in Saudi Arabia or anywhere else, then they haven't been around for a while.
How would you recommend he handles this meeting?
Saudi Arabia has been a friend and a partner of the United States for 80 years. Joe Biden should stop condemning and trying to ostracize their de facto leader, Mohammed bin Salman, and work with them to bring down the price of oil here for Americans' families here at home, and to confront our enemies like Iran. Is Saudi Arabia a constitutional democracy? No, they're not. But, Bill, it's a dangerous world. It's not a church picnic. We have to take our friends where we can. Their record is no worse, certainly, than Iran, which strings up dissidents from cranes, or the thousands of people who are dying at the hands of a Chinese genocide. Yet so many democratic interests are getting rich off of China. And for that matter, Joe Biden's son got rich off of China. So Joe Biden should work with Saudi Arabia and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia to help advance our shared interests, as presidents of both parties have been able to do for 80 years.
I guess he's going to ask them to drill for more oil. I don't know what's wrong with Pennsylvania or northeastern Ohio, but you're going to ask this out of Saudi Arabia. I don't know yet if they're going to agree to that. Do you?
Bill, I don't even know if Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates and some of our other partners in the Middle East have that much spare capacity. But you make a very good point. Whether it is friend or foe, we should be producing as much of our own oil and gas in America as we can. It was very, very pathetic when Joe Biden went hat in hand to Venezuela and Iran a couple months ago as gas prices spiked, asking them to produce more oil, rather than going to North Dakota or Texas or Arkansas or Louisiana and asking us to produce more oil. That's what we should be doing. Energy independence is not just a slogan, Bill, because the opposite of it is energy dependence. And we've seen that energy dependence in the war in Ukraine and Russia's got Germany and other countries over a barrel could greatly constrain our freedom of action in the world and our ability to defend our own people and their interests.
Senator, thank you. The trip continues. We'll see if he's got something to say today. Senator Tom Cotton, big stuff on the table. Thank you for your time. Next.